Peace, diehards. Welcome to another episode of the Die Knicks podcast. I am your host, Diehard Ebru, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite players. Believe it or not, this is one of my favorite players that I've talked about a lot, about somebody that we could possibly pick up to add to this roster, man. It's my guy, Svi. I don't know. We just signed him to a partially guaranteed contract. I'll get into the spelling of his name in a second, but without further ado, let's get into the small intro. Yeah, man, it's a tough pronunciation to this guy's name. His first name I'm not even gonna try, but it's Svi Slav mix. Anyway, let's get into it, man. So anyway, if you do a quick Google search, man, if you look at Wikipedia on your phone, you can see the pronunciation. They usually try to do their best to do that for you. No, excuse me, that's really basketball reference. Before we get into that, look at Wikipedia. The wingspan, that is what stands out the most about this guy. And it's probably why he hasn't got as many opportunities as he needed to be. As he needs to get, especially defensively and stuff like that. He has a 6 foot wingspan, man. 6'5" wingspan. So that's alarming, man, for an NBA basketball player because he's 6'8". Okay, if he was 6'5" and had a 6'5" wingspan, that would be alarming. But he's 6'8" and his wingspan is shorter than his actual height. So I mean, this guy is alligator arms all the way, man. So that's funny to me. It makes me laugh. But I know a lot of people out there is known to really think that's funny as far as like trying to assess how good a player is. But I mean, this guy can shoot the lights off, bro. You know, he can shoot the lights out. He's super athletic. Like I said, we'll get into all that stuff in a second, man. But this is a quick Google search. You can find out everything that you need to know here with all these articles. You got the Forbes article, New York Post that I don't click, as you notice. Hoops rumors. I mess with them. You got Real GM and Forbes. You know, I took a look at some of those articles there. But you can do that on your own. Let's look at basketball reference. Basketball reference. This is how you pronounce his name, man. It says right here on the top, is Svi Mykhailiuk. That's him. Svi Mykhailiuk. Right, that's easy enough to remember. So, but if you ever get lost or whatever, check out Basketball Reference. They always put how you pronounce their name. So it's usually right here on the top here. His first name is V. That's SVI. Then Mykhailiuk. So there you go, Mykhailiuk. Easy to remember. So anyway, he's from the Ukraine, which is also very like hot topic stuff because they still actually are in a war right now. You know, I feel like they're out of the story as far as the national media is concerned, but they're still pretty much in disarray over there. You know, in a war with Russia. So shout out to everyone from Ukraine. You know, much respect to you guys. Hopefully that sorts of stuff out because you don't want to hear about other people being at war and that type of thing. So anyway, he was drafted by the Lakers. Before that, he actually went to Kansas, man. So I remember in Kansas. So listen, this guy was one of my favorite players, young guys at least. You know, since what at least 2018 because he was drafted in 2018. At least 2018, I've been talking about this kid. I think he's a good player. I think he, at college he displays a little bit of, dribble drive ability. He can shoot the lights out. That's really all I can really say about the kid. Going down to his stats here, he's been playing a couple years. He's 25 now. He was drafted by the Lakers, traded basically midway through the season to Detroit. Spent a little time in Detroit, and made his way to OKC and then into Toronto. So I mean, during this time when he was in Detroit, OKC, and Toronto, that's the time where I was capping hard for him to get on the Knicks. Because listen, we need shooting, we need 3-point shooting, we need size and athleticism at the small forward spot. So for all those that keep saying we need wings, this is one of those, man. This guy's only 25. So I really believe in this guy's talent. I really think this guy, I think he's good. I really think the guy is good. 3-point shooting, that's his MO there. You can see a couple of his 3-point shooting stats don't jump at you. That's the problem, because he could shoot the leather off the basketball, but statistically wise, you're looking at 30% last year. Because he split the season with OKC, and it was a full season in Detroit. I mean Toronto, 30%, 33% basically in Detroit and OKC. 400. So I mean his stats don't jump at you for shooting. So that is the problem with him. For these guys that had the reputation of XYZ, they have to actually show it. Defensive wise, he doesn't have a good reputation defending the basketball. But I'll get into if you stay to the end, I'll show you a highlight film of this kid, and it's kind of like bugged me out a little bit. Maybe make sure I get this thing queued up while I'm waiting here. So anyway, let's get into what Forbes said about him. As you see in the middle of the screen, he could shoot the heck out of the ball. Who said that? This is his coach in Kansas. So for those that know about the coach in Kansas, his coach in Kansas was his assistant coach in Kansas was actually the head coach of the St. John's Redmen. That's Norm Roberts. So Norm Roberts, for those that follow him in with the St. John's Redmen, not Redmen, the Red Storm. If you believe in what he says, then he gives a stark thumbs up to this kid. Like I said, I personally like him. Like I said, I forgot to actually queue up the freaking thing here. So I mean, what do you guys think about the guy, man? What do you think about this kid, Svi? Is he gonna make the roster? Let's talk about that. Is he gonna make the roster? The chances of this dude making the roster is gonna be very low. Because I mean, we already have Cam Reddish and this, that, and the other. Is there a trade on the horizon? That's one question that we need to answer. Is there a trade on the horizon? So like if the Knicks make a trade to say for Westbrook and clear some of this backcourt glut, maybe a guy like, because I mean they didn't sign him to an Exhibit 10 contract. This is an actual partially guaranteed deal. So that means that the Knicks are counting on this guy to actually be available on the roster. So now, as far as roster is concerned, the Knicks actually had I want to say 13 heads on the roster. So they also signed the other kid, Archinardo, that played with Jalen Brunson and Villanova. So they actually signed him again. So he was number 14, and this dude here makes 15. So I don't know if that really says a lot, but I think these two guys might actually make the team, guys. I don't know how that goes with the G League contracts and things of that nature, but I think this is something to really think about, to really look at when it comes to this kid. So anyway, I'll play the video. I finally put the video up. So let's
Kenrich Williams getting the start, as there is Mykhailiuk as he lines it up from downtown.
And he made
as Mykhailiuk once again steps behind the line and drills another triple.
Talk about a guy who's really starting to understand that. And how about this?
First half, as Mykhailiuk trying to turn the corner there on Ruby, and boy, nice step back. As Mykhailiuk will take it up the floor, and Thunder looking for some numbers. Mykhailiuk had the step and lays it up and in.
Another good example of that by Bradley.
Hello on the backdoor alley-oops. Pressured out by Van Vliet, but the defense leaves him alone.
Malachi Flynn.
Denied by Mykhailiuk. How about Svi Mykhailiuk with the deny?
Look at this right here. No.
Did you see that? That was pretty cool. Shout out to those announcers. Those announcers are going hard, man. That's what we need more of. Shout out to the what is that? The Overtime Elite. They tried to put a lot of young people, a lot of influencers to do the play-by-play. That's not the move. The way that everything is, oh my god, and it's really not easy to listen to. But just being colorful in the commentary will be really nice, man. I could actually do that really good. If anybody wants to hire me to do that, I could do color commentary really good as far as play-by-play is concerned, man. So anyway, did you see the last play? The last play was Svi actually blocking a dunk at the rim. And who did he block? He blocked Mitch Robinson. Mr. Muscle. I had to do that because I've been snapping on Mitch Robinson for the longest, man. But it just so happens that this guy's Svi has a highlight of him blocking a Mitch Robinson dunk right at the rim, man. So anyway, for those that say he can't play defense, there he goes playing defense, man, with his short alligator arms, man. 6'5" wingspan with a 6'8" height. That is crazy. But like I said, the dude can shoot. I believe in him. The stats don't show the whole story. It is what it is, man. But I vouch for the dude, so I hope the dude actually makes the roster, and we can move on with him, on the squad, because we definitely could use him, in when it comes to X's and O's and fitting guys in the spots, because we definitely gonna need role players to fit the shooter's role and that type of thing. So anyway, this your boy E Rule. It's gonna be a short one. 4 fingers to the forehead, tucking the thumb, salute, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.